Recently, the Yu-Gi-Oh! WCS, or World Championship, wrapped up, where we got to see the very best duelists, piloting the very best decks, all for the chance to win the very most mediocre prize pool in the history of competitive gaming. And while the average duelist's experience with the game might look a little different than what we saw over the 2-day event, one thing stood abundantly clear. First of all, this dude, he's gotta go. But more importantly, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel has the chance to revolutionize competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! And sanitize it for a more modern audience. Let me explain. If there's one thing that Master Duel does extraordinarily well, it's its spectator experience. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a card game, and just like every other card game, there's only so much excitement you can get from vaguely pointing at cards you're activating and banging your hand on the table. Master Duel takes that classic tabletop experience that was left behind in the 80s and modernizes it with the help of lights, flashing colors, and banging music. It really can't be understated how impressive the visual experience for Master Duel is. From the extremely stylish pop-out animations that happen whenever you summon one of your most important monsters, to the extremely satisfying slam down effect whenever you summon anything. The great chain link animation where every single added effect adds more oomph to the sounds, more oomph to the lights. You got the dynamic soundtrack that has 3 separate movements that sync with pivotal moments in the game. But it would be remiss to think that the improved visual and spectator experience for Master Duel is purely a jangling keys, flashing lights, Subway Surfer moment. But Master Duel's effects and animations do a really good job of helping the average spectator actually understand what's happening. I don't think I need to explain to you how complicated an average game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is. I've probably made like 5 videos about that at this point. But even the simple addition of just having the chain link number appear on the card that's being responded to while the duelist racks their brain on what to do is so much more useful for telling what's happening in the game. Secondly, I don't think I have to tell you about how wordy Yu-Gi-Oh! Is. I've made about 10 videos on that topic, but Master Duel's ability to sequence break their effects, as well as highlight the relevant text effects, make it much more understandable for someone who hasn't read through the 12,000 cards. If you're watching on the client itself, you can see which effects have been activated that turn, before you go embarrass yourself in Twitch chat by claiming that a top tier player made a really basic misplay. Master Duel just also makes the game play faster. Functions that would take a really long time if you were playing paper, like having to search through your deck for a specific card, then shuffle it, then cut it, are all done in a matter of seconds with the help of Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel's digital simulator. All the information that a duelist could ever need, what the text on that card on the field says, what cards are in your graveyard, what cards are in your opponent's graveyard, are all just one click away. No more shame having to physically pick up your opponent's card and let everybody know that you didn't study up, did you, buddy? But it's not just a let's make the game a little faster for Zoomers type thing. There are also some advantages for competitive players. On the competitive side of things, faster games also help with eliminating weird time limit shenanigans. No longer are people going to need to side in really weird burn and life gain cards just to eke out a few extra wins.
A little too hard to do.
Got any of those Blaze Phoenix, the Burning Bombardment birds?
It also helps that in a simulator, all the rulings are handled for you. No need to go through the judge and head judge gauntlet to figure out why your card doesn't work. And of course, for competitive play, Master Duel is just much cheaper. You can't pin your loss on the $300 playset that got lost in the mail. That said, it's not like the TCG is completely outclassed by Master Duel. There are still a few rough kinks that Master Duel has to iron out when it comes to comparing to the original TCG. Skill expression is one of those things where Master Duel gets docked a lot of points on. Because Master Duel is an automated simulator, there's a lot of little niche things that you might miss if you are playing on paper that you could take advantage of. The big flashing yellow lights remind you of what can be summoned from the extra deck, which cards are activatable in the graveyard, heck, even which cards are activatable from your deck. Go check that video out, by the way, and also subscribe to me, and also follow me on Twitter. Also, the way that Master Duel handles priority shifts can give a little bit too much information away about the contents of your hand to a discerning player. And of course, Master Duel has its own unique ban list due to the delay in card release, meaning a competitive Master Duel frog might not make the jump to the top tables in the TCG. There's one last thing that I think Master Duel will do very well for the game, is just expanding its reach.
Hand traps are stupid.
Master Duel isn't just a great tool for people playing tournament level Yu-Gi-Oh!, it's also a great tool for getting casuals interested in the game. Master Duel's Tine events incentivize players of all skill levels to get involved in the competitive scene, both with familiarizing themselves with the power players and with a little bit of gambling. The Duel Live system also gives replays for practically every game played at the WCS, giving all players the All-22 for max level competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! No matter how you slice it, Master Duel looks to be an incredible tool for increasing the influence of competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! But one last thing before you go, just be a little careful with copying the decks you see at the WCS, not only because it would make you a filthy net decker, but also because, have you read the rule set? They're playing some wacky Yu-Gi-Oh! Up there. That doesn't mean Master Duel doesn't